Daily Gospel Reflection with Father Jack. Friends, brothers, and sisters, nothing can stop God's plan for your life. Reflect and be blessed. At confirmation, the Archbishop asked the children for a definition of the Holy Trinity. A girl answered very softly, the Archbishop, the Holy Trinity is three persons in one God. The Archbishop, who was rather old and almost deaf, replied, I didn't understand what you said. And the young theologian standing in front of him replied, Well, Your Excellency, you are not supposed to. The Trinity is a mystery. Nobody understands it. You know, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, I don't like to be a Trinitarian pastor. Why? Because one parishioner said, the Trinitarian God is like our pastor, is like our parish priest. I don't see him through the week, and I don't understand him on Sunday. Today is June 7, 2020, Solemnity of the Most Holy Trinity, and the doctrine of the Most Holy Trinity is I admit, is one of the most difficult theological discussion I have when I was still a student of theology. By the way, our gospel for today is from the account of John chapter 3, verses 16 to 18. You know, the doctrine of Trinity, I admit, I find it hard to explain this topic. It's very hard to comprehend the unity of the three persons in one God. Three yet one. It's hard to understand, right? Three yet one. It's hard to understand, but that's the way God reveals Himself. Simply put, the Trinity is a dogma need not to be explained but to believe in, because mystery cannot be explained. We don't need to explain it, but we have just to believe it, because that's the way God reveals Himself. You know, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, the importance of this doctrine lies in this truth. What truth, Father Jack? The truth that we are created in the image of God. In short, the more we understand ourselves, the more we can comprehend God. You know, we may not understand the how of the Trinity, but I think it is essential to understand the why. The why God reveals to us in this mystery. You know, experts in religion tells us that people always try to be like God they worship. In our life, if we worship a warrior God, we tend to become a warrior. If we worship a God of pleasure, the more we tend to love pleasures. People who worship a wrath God are more inclined to be upset and angry. Now, what does the doctrine of Trinity tells us about the kind of God we worship? To profess God as a Trinity is to say that God is love, and we can prove it through His deeds and revealed actions. Our God does not exist in isolated individualism, but in a community of relationship binded with love. That's why in our today's gospel, Jesus says, For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, so that whoever believes in Him may not perish, but have life eternal. Today, our readings tells us what kind of God our God is. In our first reading, He is a merciful, He is a gracious God, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, today we are invited to eliminate our doubt, but we have to replace it with faith. Amen.